Pam Bondi, the Attorney General Story by Tracy Mapes. February 28th, 2025, Sacramento, California. If you will remember, in our last episode, we introduced Christy Nome, former bank clerk identified working at the Bank of America in the small town of Sacramento, California. This, before becoming the governor of South Dakota, and subsequently the person nominated to the Office of Homeland Security by the newly elected President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Well, the charlatans of America's mob and shadow government didn't stop there. As I had stated in the previous story, there are hundreds of these people that have been shuffled like a deck of cards and then infiltrated into the highest levels of government and the media after passing through the gateway of Sacramento, California. Today we introduce Pam Bondi, who was also identified under an alternative AKA of Reva J. Keene, an unassuming art student attending American River College in 2015. After much examination, this small community college seems to have become a hotbed of this type of infiltration program, along with her big sister educational facility called the California State University of Sacramento. In 2015, I was attending American River College, and I chose to take the course that graded, selected, and chose student art for publication, called the American River Review. This annual publication highlighted the best and brightest of American River College's student artistic and literary endeavors. Within this classroom of 2015 was included a fellow attendee student known as Reva Keene, who has since January of 2025 been also identified as newly nominated Attorney General of the United States, aka Pam Bondi.
Before her nomination to the office of Attorney General, the name Pam Bondi meant nothing to me in the relationship with the American River College student known as Reva Jean Keene back in 2015. During the attendance of this college course, there was an incident which involved the class professor Craig Martinez. This rift in social interaction between myself and Professor Martinez, who was the 2015 attending professor instructing the class, judging the school's artworks for publication. After some unfortunate in-class verbal discourse, Professor Martinez saw fit to eject me from the course, and that rift was later resolved through arbitration before the dean of the school's arts department. This ejection was not the first from Professor Martinez, but was the result of the presentation of a rather risque image out of the school's photography class monitored by Professor Craig Schindler, and featured a young woman posed in a very provocative stance while holding her hands to the edges of her skirt. I and the other students were to observe the artworks and make a decision if they were the type of art worthy of publication in the American River Review. As we, the students, looked at the art displayed on the projection screen at the front of the class, I was immediately reminded of Katy Perry in the music video California Girls. I blurted out, "Now all we need is a couple of cans of whipped cream," as I held my hands up to my breasts. This caused an immediate reaction from Professor Martinez, leading to the ejection, this coming from a man never short of sharing many F-word stylized language with the students during class time. All over what had become a very mainstream, publicly acceptable music video broadcast on the internet.